After a game, I have to go to. That's a good question. I'd have to go with a Hawaiian pizza, no ham.
You're a pineapple person?
It's not a Hawaiian pizza, it's just
No, it sounds cooler.
It's
Hawaiian pizza, no ham.
It's a pineapple pizza.
It sounds cooler.
That's a pineapple pizza.
No, yeah, but it sounds cooler.
Hello and welcome back to Babson 15, Babson Athletics' newest installment to highlight the week that was in Babson sports. My name is Jonathan Liskov, and today I'm joined by my co-host, Morgan Fedosiewich, women's soccer goalie, and my guest, Jordan Lapins, a player on the Babson volleyball team. We have no time to waste, so let's get right into the week that was. Women's soccer had 2 games this week, and they beat Clarkson University 3-0, and they tied Brandeis, which is a highly ranked women's soccer team, 1-1, and this was the first point collected against Brandeis by women's soccer in over 8 years. And men's soccer beat Brandeis 1-0, with Sam Kalishman cashing both goals in the 2-1 win versus Western New England. Women's volleyball had 3 wins this past week against Hamilton College, Northern Vermont Linden, and Wellesley College. They did not lose a single set in any of those matches. With the win, Babson improves to 8-0 overall, extending the longest current home winning streak in Division III to 42 matches.
And in terms of women's field hockey, they took a 3-0 win over St. Joseph's, Maine, and won 4-1 versus the University of New England with 2 goals from senior Millie Brady. In men's golf, senior Lane Bowman was selected as Dungarron's Scholar Athlete of the Week, and the men's Babson golf team came first out of 22 teams at the Duke Nelson Invitational. So now we're going to get into our interview with our lovely guest, Jordan Lapins. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So my first question is kind of about your history as a volleyball player. When would you say you first developed your passion for volleyball, and when did you realize you could play at the collegiate level?
Well, for me, my sister was a really big role model for me when I was younger. And when I was like in grade 5, I think, I remember seeing my sister play in like grade 7 volleyball. It wasn't good volleyball at all, but I remember going to all of our games and having like the funnest time ever. Funnest isn't a word, but I'm gonna continue. Yeah, and I remember just watching her. It was like a really good time to like just see like how the team dynamic was, like what volleyball was like. So yeah. And then I decided to try out for the team in grade 7, and I actually made the grade 8 team, so I was very happy about that one. And yeah, and then what was the second part?
When did you realize you were good enough to play at the college level? And Jordan's from Canada, so when did you realize you wanted to come to the US to play?
I realized at a really young age, actually, because I always watched like Penn State, Minnesota, the Big Ten play when I was even like in grade 9, so super young. And that's when I really decided to like play college volleyball, and then I started to work at my game more and more and like put in the extra time to get good, because I obviously am at like a deficit because of my height, so I would need to put in more work than everyone else, so I kind of did that. And yeah.
Did you have to travel a lot to the US to showcase yourself and
get
exposed to coaches here?
We went to like Vegas a lot because my coaches loved Vegas. And I went to California at a few camps, and that's actually how Pat found me. Because I met Pat at a camp in California, and it was like a recruitment camp. You guys know what it is, so yeah, that's basically how I found Babson. And I also went to Orlando, so it was really fun.
Oh, you got to travel a lot then.
That's
awesome.
One of the things that you said during that answer that piqued my interest was the comment about your height. And volleyball, out of all the sports, probably has a requirement for height more than others. Some sports, baseball, don't necessarily have a certain build that is ideal, whereas basketball usually the Division I players have more height, and if you don't, it's a challenge to overcome that. So my question for you is, how did you overcome that specifically? You mentioned hard work, but were there days where you doubted yourself because of your height? And if you were to talk to, say, an 11th grader who wants to play college volleyball but doesn't necessarily have that perfect ideal build that the Division I coaches are looking for, what's your advice to them?
Yeah. Well, to answer the first part of that question, I've obviously doubted my height a lot because back home, like, it's really good volleyball back home. There's like girls who are 6'3", 6'2", who can like hit the ball so hard. So I just needed to learn how to play more smart than them, and to be a better passer, make less errors than them, and yeah. And obviously, like, more doubts come from like being cut from teams because of my height, because obviously like coaches like the tall players that they can develop, because you can't teach height, I guess. You can teach skill but not height, so obviously I've doubted myself like a lot for that, but then you just gotta like push through that. And for advice for someone who's like a shorter player trying to play Division I, Division III, you just have to work hard and like know your skills, like know your abilities, play smart. Play smarter, not harder. So that's a really good thing that a coach told me one time. And yeah, just work on your entire game as a whole, because you need to be able to pass, you need to be able to play defense, you need to be able to hit, to block. So yeah.
I think that's a great piece of advice, and it leads well into my second question, which is, if you want to be someone who can compete at the Division I, Division III level, you need to be able to perform in pressure situations. So as Morgan mentioned, you played for Team Alberta, you've played in NUMAC tournaments, you've played in high pressure NCAA games. How do you stay composed and play your best volleyball when it matters the most?
That's a good question. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think much when I play. Like, I kind of just like
it's a flow.
It's like surface level thinking. It's like, oh, this girl's about to serve, obviously, but like I don't think like any deeper into things. Like, I'm not like, oh, like to score I need to like do so much, like I need to do better than I did last play, but like I'm literally just like, oh, she's serving, oh, she sent me, oh, I'm hitting. Like,
that's honestly a strategy in itself, though, because your body knows what to do as an athlete, and you've gone through the motions so much that letting thoughts creep into your mind can distract you, and so that is a strategy, being able to just clear your head and not think about things.
And if I mess up, I mess up. It's not like it's the end of the world or anything. It's not like...
So you brush things off easily, short-term memory.
I used to not.
Well, that's what I'm looking for, is you used to not. So how did you get to the point where now you're in a much better mindset for a volleyball player? Again, I would say it almost is the same question. If you were to tell an 11th grader, okay, this is what I used to do and it wasn't successful. I would carry plays into the next, which an athlete can't do. I would carry my mistakes into the next play, which an athlete can't do. What was the transition, and how did you make your mindset to the point where it's a championship level mindset?
Yeah, so I think there was a lot of pressure, like, for me, because I kind of stopped doing that in college. For me to get like recruited, I guess, because like I was like, oh, if I make a mistake here, like the coach won't recruit me, things like that. So I put a lot of pressure on myself for that. And I guess like back home, like the teams that we had like one star player on every team. Like there was no like, so all the pressure was on that person, and that person needed to score. And I found for me that I was like in a lot of those situations where I was the one that needed to score, and like I put a lot of pressure on myself. I feel like now that we have such a really great team, everyone can score, everyone can set, everyone can pass. It's just like, it takes a lot of pressure off yourself when it's like you're not the only player in the court, like the team is not you, everyone's the team, so yeah.
That's a great answer, thank you.
And so my next question, like you just mentioned, how having the team at Babson, how everyone, you have a lot of depth, like everyone can contribute is a great thing to have. What has been the best part of forming relationships with your teammates, and how have they pushed you to be your best self here at Babson?
Well, my teammates are awesome. I love them all. They're all my best friends, all 18 of them. So, yeah, it's just really nice to play alongside people who you know have your back and who you know support you. And, like, no matter what, even, like, the down situations, like, I know my team's going to be there to lift me up. And, yeah, like, I feel like the team has a great dynamic. Like, we have a great culture. We don't let the negativity get to us. We just keep kind of pushing on, and, yeah, we win a lot of games, so I guess it's working.
All All right, so I've got 2 questions for you as we kind of conclude this interview. So first, I want to thank you for coming on today, answering some questions. I think you gave some great advice to people who want to play college level sports and they want to make their mindset better. So it's been awesome to hear your story. So we thank you for coming on. So
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, the 2 questions we've got for you are, 1, if you just won the new MAC championship and you guys are going out to dinner and you're super excited.
Dinner.
Yeah,
Interesting.
or you get to choose a cheat meal with your teammates. What's that cheat meal look like? How are you going to fuel your body? And the second part of that question is, on the ride there, who are you giving the aux cord to, and what kind of music are they playing?
And you can't lie about the cheat meals because we're roommates, and
I don't do cheat meals. I just eat whatever the hell I want to eat. After a game, I have to go to. That's a good question. I'd have to go with a Hawaiian pizza, no ham.
You're a pineapple
So
person?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not a Hawaiian pizza. It's just
No, it
pineapple.
sounds
It's a
cooler.
pineapple-
Hawaiian pizza, no ham.
It's a pineapple pizza.
It sounds cooler.
That's a pineapple pizza.
No, yeah, but it sounds
But
cooler.
okay. Yeah, no, it does. But now you're using the name Hawaiian for a pizza that's not a Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah,
I
but you
feel
say
like
hold
that-
the ham.
I feel like that in itself is a cheat meal because that's cheating the name.
No, yeah, okay, yeah.
Who has aux cord on your team?
Me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What are some of your favorite tunes to bump
No.
on the rides?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Some of my teammates don't like my music because they don't know it. They don't have the good taste.
Okay, so you're the person who gets the aux cord.
I think I should,
Okay.
but
Okay.
you don't give it to me.
Okay. All right. Well.
But basically, we just play like Big Booty, the remix,
Okay.
because it appeases everyone.
So what? Explain to someone who's listening what that is.
Oh, it's like a remix of like a bunch of songs.
It's kind of just like an
It's
hour
kind of just
long
an
play.
hour long, just straight
All right,
straight
that's easy.
EDM,
That's easy
straight,
enough.
yeah.
That's easy enough.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to wrap things up now. Thank you so much for coming on the show with us, and we hope you enjoyed being here.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks
Before
for
we
having
let
me.
Jordan go, I think we should probably be the first to wish her a happy birthday.
Mhm.
Her birthday's tomorrow, so we wish you a happy birthday from Babson 15. We
Entering
wish
out of
you-
my teen years, the big 2-0.
Ooh.
It's a big one. And we wish you good luck tomorrow at Stocky versus Coast Guard.
Thank you.
We hope the Babson volleyball team can continue their success and move to 9-0.
Better see everyone out there cheering.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you
Until
so
next
much.
time.
Thank you.